Welcome, everyone. So glad you could join us. We're going to do a quick request for proposals Q&A information session with y'all. But before we get started, my name is Sarah Coles. I'm the Executive Director of Texas Children in Nature Network. So excited you could join us. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen, but first Alice is just joining us, so I'm going to go ahead and make her a co-host as soon as she gets in here so she can let folks in from the waiting room. Okay, so let me share my screen real quick. So our summit is going to be December 11th through 13th in Waco, Texas. It's going to be at the Waco Convention Center, and we're really excited for this year's conference. So just some summit basics. If any of you have not attended the summit before, it's a 3-day conference. We start on Wednesday at 10 a.m. and go through Friday at around 12:30. And we specifically choose our locations based on having both indoor and outdoor areas available to us. A few years ago, we realized that we were a nature conference who spends all of their time inside. Sorry about that. So we start at about 10 o'clock on Wednesday morning with regional collaborative meetings. Then we do 3-hour field workshops, and those have already been selected by our staff. And then a happy hour at a local hotspot. Then Thursday, we have one of our keynotes. And then we have concurrent sessions throughout the day. We have some poster session opportunities for folks. And then we have our night out party. This year it's going to be at the zoo. And then Friday, we'll have a keynote. And this year we have a special presentation with the movie Chasing the Tide. Just some thoughts about who else is going to be there. We usually have 300 plus folks from a wide variety of backgrounds, from Parks and Rec, health, city government, education, conservation, architecture. Basically anyone who's interested in getting children and families outside, we are the place for them. So for doing sessions, just kind of concurrent session 101, we have a few different strands that you could fall into, and you are more than welcome to have more than one strand. You don't have to choose just one. I know for a lot of the stuff our folks are working on, it may hit a couple of these. So physical and mental health, formal and informal education, so thinking both inside the classroom and outside the classroom, community engagement, early childhood education, nature for all, access to nature, green space conservation and development, and then nature administration. So thinking about, like, how are you running that nature center? We've got hands-on, different types of sessions, hands-on demonstrations, roundtable discussions, panels in the field. So you can be outdoors for your sessions if you like. And then also we have a hybrid model. So if you want to start maybe with a PowerPoint presentation, then move outside, we can do that as well. And we've got spaces around the convention center that can be used for those outdoor sessions. If your session is selected, the next thing you'll hear from Alice is congratulations, your session was accepted. And she'll send you a form that'll have kind of questions about what kind of room you would like to be in. So you can choose a variety of setups, from theater style, classroom setup, round tables, being outdoors, kind of what you think will work best for y'all. So I just kind of wanted to give some ideas of some past sessions that have been really popular, just so y'all can kind of get those juices flowing. Things on risky play have been really popular. If you work with youth-led sessions have been insanely popular. People really love hearing from youth. And then if you maybe have some interesting cross-sector partnerships, those have also been really popular sessions in the past as well. But that brings us to our main purpose of today, which is I want you all to just have a chance to ask us any questions you may have as you're putting together the RFP. Also, feel free at any time to email either myself or Alice as well.
And I just had a note about the field sessions that are outdoors as an option. Those are all rain or shine. And we also do not provide any tables or chairs for the field sessions. And hi, my name is Alice. So I just wanted to mention that because that might be a question that you have. So, if there's something we can provide and accommodate you all, we will, but just be prepared that it'll be rain or shine. All of our indoor spaces will be occupied with other concurrent sessions happening. So just something to keep in mind when you're thinking about what would be the best format and location for your session.
If that is something that you're worried about, I would recommend requesting a hybrid option because then you will have a room that is assigned to you. Any questions, anyone?
I think Sarah covered all the bases. Go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for making the time so we can bounce ideas around. I just started looking at this. So I'm Andrea Mellard, Executive Director of the Shield Ranch Foundation. I'm thinking we could go a few ways with this. So any guidance would be helpful. We have our El Ranchito camp, which is now going in summer, it's the 17th year. Hi, Annie. So interesting hearing you say that youth being a part of it. So that sparks some ideas there. We do have a person on staff who is like full-time administrative coordinator who went through the program like from when she was 9, like all the way through it and has left and then come back. So I feel like her voice could be really interesting there. But we also have opened the campsite at Shield Ranch for nature immersion, which is being used by all ages and community groups. We're supporting either they're bringing their own program or we're helping fold that in. And that operates in a totally sustainable way. Like it's an innovative facility for rainwater collection. So that could be part of that story. Or we started El Ranchito with West Cave Outdoor Discovery Center. And Jenny, the ED there, we've really been exploring how to deepen and grow our partnership. And so their Girls Outside School program, they've been bringing their girls to the campsite during the fall, and we are recruiting for our girls' spring break camp. And then we bring our campers in the summer to West Cave. So in terms of how a community partnership can kind of grow and adapt and deepen. I haven't talked to her about this idea, but I hope she and Kathy would be excited about that. So, I mean, all of those could be concurrent sessions, or I'm curious, poster sessions. Those are those generally staffed when you do that? And do you have any idea about anything I just threw out there?
Yeah, I think all of those sound really interesting. One thing I will say is we tend to, for concurrent sessions, only accept one per presenter, just so y'all know. And part of that is because we realized after a couple of years that we had several presenters that had put in multiple things and we didn't really track that and realized that they only presented, they didn't actually go to any sessions.
Yeah.
And so we kind of made this rule that for concurrent sessions, usually, unless there's like a really compelling reason. But for poster sessions, yes, we do have someone that is there.
So, and
Or those
Sarah,
posters.
Sarah's
Yes,
a
thank
little
you.
bit-
Let's
Sarah's a little bit under the weather.
Oh,
So with the poster sessions, so they occur on that Thursday evening from 5 to 6, and it's part of a happy hour experience for folks. But we will have we'll have a volunteer that'll be leading all the poster session presenters, communicating with them, helping them get set up, being a point person. There'll be communication in advance, but we provide the easels for that. And we have some specifications on the poster sides, and how to put it together on the poster session submission form, which we can share that out with you all as well. So yeah, so you will have support and we will have the easels. And so we, set them up, usually we have anywhere from, I'd say on average, 15 or so, give or take. And this year we are hoping that we get some student poster session proposals, because we'd like to have a special student poster session opportunity during the summit for those folks. We had a couple of high school students present a poster last year, which was really fun. So we're opening it up to other folks, other students.
Is
questions about that?
promoting our campsite. So the campsite is designed for nature immersion. It's available for community groups to use. And there is a subsidized nonprofit rate. And any of that earned revenue goes to support our scholarship Camp for Nature Immersion El Ranchito. Would it be appropriate to have a poster for the campsite as a nature immersion site?
We could definitely do that. And then also, Andrea, I know usually y'all end up being a sponsor. And so one of the sponsor benefits also is a vendor booth.
That is a different foundation. So that would be, I don't know who sponsors, that doesn't come through the Shield Ranch Foundation, which is a charity foundation that operating. So those
Yeah,
are
Bob
similar
usually has us
people, but
listed.
different budgets.
Yeah. Bob usually just has us listed as Shield Ranch.
Yes,
so you know.
yes. Yeah, but I would want to be clear that we don't receive any benefit that we're not giving towards. So
yeah.
But thank you. And I'm glad that he does that.
But with that in mind, if y'all wanted to, we could also have a vendor booth for y'all as well.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And, if folks are really ambitious, they can put in for a concurrent session and a poster session. I mean, people have done that before. But also in terms of your proposal idea, I think anything that's a model, anything that's a partnership, like you said, with a community, a nonprofit partner, is always interesting. And there's lots of lessons to be learned and shared through that type of presentation. So a co-presentation with Jenny being your co-presenter with you, kind of talking about all the intertwining of the programs and how y'all are kind of sharing resources and also the girl power, with introducing them to El Ranchito and then recruiting them for other programs throughout the year, really, having everyone connected for a bigger purpose.
Good. Well, I'm glad you feel like there's possibility there. So thanks for the feedback, and I'm excited about the summit.
Welcome. Anybody else have any questions or want to share an idea?
I'll jump in. Hi, everyone. Karen Bishop
Karen.
from National Wildlife Federation. And Andrea, we just did a service project not too long ago at Shield Ranch, laying mulch on the trails. It was so much
Thank
fun.
you. The trails look great. Thanks for your hard work.
It's the work. The guys are way better at it than us with the tip-in and all the other stuff. They're pros out there. But my question is, you mentioned that one of the session topics that's been really popular is the youth-led presentations. Last year, I did not go to a youth-led presentation. So I was wondering if you could kind of describe what those look like. Is it from like a single kind of entity? Is it kids from a larger program across the state coming together? And what kind of things did they cover?
Yeah, we've had a variety. So one that was just the talk of the town was a session a couple of years ago when we were in Fort Worth that was a high school intern from Asakura Robinson talking about her opportunity to be a high school intern for a landscape architecture firm and kind of what she learned through that process. And kind of how she went about becoming a high school intern at a for-profit like landscape firm. So that was one that people really loved. Another one was with City of Austin. They had a few different organizations sent youth to be on a panel to talk about green jobs as one of theirs. So really anything is up for grab.
Thank you, Sarah. Have any done any kind of like education or field-based experiences or anything like that? Or has it mostly been communicating kind of the experiences and how they got there?
We were going to have one this last year that was a field-based, and then they had, ironically for me telling this story today, a sickness in the group. And so they had to cancel at the last minute, but we did have planned to have one of those last year.
Thank you very much.
Annie?
Yes, hi. It's great to be here. I have not been able to ever attend. I've always been teaching, but we've now closed the Montessori school that I co-founded 30 plus years ago. And so I've been working with in early childhood for 4 decades. And we were on 8 acres. And so did lots of outdoor education. So I've just honestly came across your organization just a couple of years ago and then saw, well, you know, it's during the week, I can't go. And so I'm excited to look into the possibility of actually doing something. So I wanted to get a couple of ideas. I have 4 questions. So first would be, my focus would be on very young children, like children 6 and under. So just wanted to see if that was an interest. It looked like I saw something about early education. I wasn't sure. And then also I'm part of a bioregional learning center design school right now, which I'll be finished with by that time. And we're working on developing a bioregional resource center for the lower Colorado River down to Port Aransas. And so just, you know, if that's the kind of, and definitely children will be a part of it by, you know, I'll be able to put something together in a proposal by June, but just kind of wanted to, I'm connected already to a woman who's doing amazing work in Port Aransas also. So Colorado River running through Austin, you know, I've been working here. Of course, I'm familiar with Shield Ranch a little bit, what they're doing, and just know that there are a lot of things going on in Central Texas, but I'm also connected to the coast and just that whole kind of big picture that we have to start working within our bioregions, you know, these larger areas of land that make a lot more sense than sometimes the way that humans have divided land up. And so, and how we plug children into that. Honestly, living in Texas my whole life, you know, the Colorado River now feels like a part of my body because I grew up in West Texas where the headwaters are. So, you know, it's really exciting stuff to me. So just kind of wanted to query a little bit about those 2 topics, and then I have 2 quicker questions.
I had a question about the bioregional design school. So what is that school doing, producing? What's the outcome of that?
It's amazing. There are people all over the world enrolled in it. They're doing it equinox to equinox. So they started towards the end of March. I can send you information on it. Joe Brewer and Penny Heipel are the partners that are now in Barichara, Colombia, and they're working on regenerating land down there. They have a Waldorf school for the children, and where they're really trying to incorporate the values of restoration of the land and love of the land and all of that. And so they started this design school. They've been doing this work for a long time, but they are really created the really ambitious with this design school. It's like, you know how it is. You work on something kind of, workshop here and there and all this for a while, and you're tooling around, and then finally it's like, no, we need a real concerted effort. And so it's every Tuesday that they have the main sessions, but they are offering so much support, and they're all about that it's an internal work as well as an external work. And it's about also accepting that collapse is part of nature, and how that's part of the regenerative cycle of life. I can send you some things. If you just tell me, what the best way would be, I can absolutely send you those materials so you can look into it. I would love to share it with you. I'm just so excited about it.
Yeah, you're welcome to send me an email with some information and some links. Okay. I asked because, the design school piece, I mean, that's something that we're definitely melding the early childhood education centers and outdoor learning environments and designs for these outdoor spaces. So again, kind of that idea of showcasing like what other folks are doing could be interesting. And then, overlaying that with the early childhood education work that you did for 30 years in a Montessori school.
Yes, marvelous. So next question is and I know you have some material on this, but the poster, can you give me a thumbnail or sketch of what that is, as opposed to more of a panel discussion or presentation? Or
yeah, it's actually very. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
It's actually pretty, and I mean, it's informal. It's a happy hour. It's a networking opportunity, but it's also for learning and sharing information. So, it'll be in, a main area at the convention center. It'll be, a bar set up. So it'll be kind of that kind of happy hour feel. And there'll be, the poster presenters set up, around the space.
Okay.
Yeah, and people come in, from 5 to 6, and they just come in on their own schedule. There's not like a formal presentation. You don't have to get up and speak to everybody. You're having little mini soundbite presentations with folks as they're coming through the posters and viewing them and having a chance to talk to folks about their project.
Cool. Okay, I have the idea.
Answer your question?
So, can you have more than one poster, or is it, like, I mean, it's, in the same little setup. I don't mean like in different places in the room, but you could have like 2 or something if you needed.
Yeah, different topics. Would it be the same topic,
it might
or 2
be kind of on the same topic? I don't know. I'm just asking questions to kind of have a feel.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Typically, it's just one. Is that
it's typically just one. I think if you need 2 posters themselves to fully convey your topic, we could work on that, but just like one topic, because
sure,
basically people are coming up and having conversations with you, so you're not like at a set time. So it would be really hard to kind of bounce between the 2.
Unless you brought a friend that could help you.
Right. I'm just trying to establish parameters. And so a poster could be about a topic that you were also potentially, depending on if your proposal is accepted, but it could be on the same topic, just more like a little intro. Okay. Because I was thinking that might be really cool for people to be able to almost browse and see, oh, wow, then there's going to be a presentation on that. I'd love to learn more, kind of thing. It's brilliant. I love that. Okay, and then my final question. I think I remember last year, were you in Houston last year? Was this in Houston? Okay. And it was kind of pricey, I remember, but I'm sure the convention center costs quite a bit too. So I was just kind of curious, what is the cost for people to come? And how do you manage that? And, if there's any kind of scholarships for people, not necessarily for myself, just kind of want to feel for who's welcome, who's able to come, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's regular registration is going to be around $375 this year. We do give a discount for presenters. And then also if you're interested in volunteering, you could get in touch with Alice and we have a discount for volunteering as well.
Okay.
And we
Okay.
do have early bird pricing as well. When registration first opens up, so it's a little bit cheaper.
Okay, but no sliding for people coming or anything like that.
Are there scholarships for students at all? If they
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, so we do have a student rate that is lower, and then also Children in Nature Network International has been really generous that they actually have a scholarship for people who are 30 and under for their conference, and they've extended that opportunity for our conference as well. So if you have folks who are interested, who are in that age range, just have them contact us and we can put them in touch with the scholarship folks at CNN to apply for that scholarship.
Okay. Okay. That's all my questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate the information and it's nice to see folks. I'm going to have to hop off, but I got what I needed, so I'm going to go forth.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you. Feel better,
And
Sarah.
as y'all are doing the RFP, if you have questions, please feel free to reach out to Alice or I.
Great. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Take care.
both so much for hosting the little info session. It's very helpful. I'm going to sign off now too, but thank you.
You're welcome, Karen.
Thanks. Any other questions?
Jesse?
Mine was more of a general interest. I was really curious about, I read through the site and what you guys were looking for, and then just had so many little detail questions. One of them was the tables and chairs for outdoors. So thank you for addressing that.
Welcome.
But mostly just gathering general information and ideas for a possible presentation. So
Great. Well, if any additional questions come up, feel free to reach out.
wonderful. Thank you guys so much. This was really helpful.
Awesome. Good.
I just wanted to ask one more question. So it looked like, I think you said there were like 300 plus participants typically. Okay. And then how many sessions are you running concurrently? And it looked like there was maybe one time frame that there would be these concurrent sessions for people to choose from, or is there more than one?
It's throughout the day on Thursday, and they're 1 hour sessions. Usually we choose between 25 and 35 sessions, depending on how many are outdoors, how many are indoors, kind of playing through the matrix of, yeah. So usually we choose, and that's probably about 50% of the session proposals that we get. We do have a committee that meets and goes through those session proposals. And so it's not just Alice or I, it's the committee that's going through those. So
good. Okay. Marvelous. Thank you both for holding this.
Yeah. And if also that the first meeting that the conference session, the committee goes through, sometimes they might have some questions. So if there's questions, we'll always get back with y'all too, just so that you guys have the opportunity to give the strongest presentation that you can. So.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
You.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.